And we're back. Welcome back, everybody. I'm one of your hosts, Xavier.
And I'm Angel.
And I'm Isaiah.
Welcome back to a little bit of this.
A little bit of this.
On today's episode, we're diving deep, far back, too deep, so, stretch. We are getting into mysteries in history.
Mysteries.
Herstory.
Her
For you out there in the Portland area.
Sometimes it is her story.
But you don't have to believe
All I can tell is my side of the story.
I can't tell the story.
I can't.
Why about love?
So,
Anywho.
mysteries.
In history.
I want you guys to blow my mind.
Yes.
That's what I want out of.
Two out of three people on this table did their homework and have mysteries.
No one
That's
told me
okay.
there was homework.
Angel,
Until yesterday.
That's okay.
It's all right. You'll just be our Joe Rogan. Be like, whoa.
Yeah, I'll just be excited about everything, and then I'll ask questions. Look.
But also ask us periodically if we would like to try some hallucinogenics during the point. Like, have you ever tried, offer us ecstasy?
Have I not offered you guys today's ecstasy?
No.
It's a Colombian blend.
Thank you, Angel.
No, it was you got to put in on this. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. I'm broke.
I thought you were like the guy who orders a pizza. It's like, you guys are going to have some, right? I'm not just going to do all this by myself. This is for the table.
Yeah, I don't want to feel bad. And it's just me. We're gonna do this, right?
Guy gets like 3 pizzas, and everyone's like, "Actually, dude, I'm full. I can't."
Oh, yeah. I don't know why you ordered 3 pizzas at 6 a.m.
That happened to me one time.
3 pizzas at 6 a.m. Do tell.
It wasn't. It was 4 pizzas, and
Even better.
I was with family because we were out all day, and we were like, I was gonna go to my uncle's house, and we were like, well, me and my brother, like, let's get pizza, and all together we're gonna be like 10 of us. Like, yeah, everyone's gonna. My cousins are there. They're gonna want. We should get like 4 pizzas. There's a lot of people. That's justified. And we get there. My cousins aren't there. They're who knows where they're at. And then my little sister's like, I'm not really hungry. I'll have a piece. And then my uncle and aunt don't want any. My dad doesn't eat any. They actually make other food. They're like, we don't really want that. We're going to eat this instead. So there's just all this pizza. I'm just like, I didn't pay for it. My dad paid for it.
Oh, well. I guess there's that.
It was up to you.
Mm-hmm.
You should have found one homeless guy and be like, here, have 4 pizzas.
Mm-mm.
It would have ate like a gopher till he popped.
Mm-hmm.
Or saved it.
Or saved it.
What's he going to do? Put it in his refrigerator?
You just carry it around all day.
Mm-hmm.
Save it for later. Kill it in one day.
We could do that.
Well,
But anywho's,
So levels.
on to the mysteries in her story. You want to start with the spicy one there, Xavier?
Oh, sure.
I know you look
give
excited.
me a doozy.
A doozer.
Maybe even 2 doozies.
So I went a little further back in history than I thought everyone else was gonna go. I thought Isaiah was gonna hit around this area, but it went too far back.
I wound up just getting a bunch of serial killer stuff, and I had to redo my list because I don't want to perpetuate the stereotype that all white people love that stuff.
It's interesting, though.
It is interesting. So I want to take us back to time in 1587.
Oh Lord!
So I went way back.
It is way back.
Can you guys guess where I'm going?
You're going to Europe. I want to say London, UK, somewhere in that area.
What do you think, Angel? The year 1587.
What the hell happened in the 15s? I don't even remember all these time periods.
It was Dark Ages.
I don't know. What was Rome then? Was it Rome?
I believe Rome has been Rome for a minute now.
For a fat minute.
I want to say that area.
Well, Isaiah's closest. It starts there, but then we leave and we travel to the New World.
Ooh.
So we're going to America.
That is interesting.
Did a ghost get on one of those ships?
No,
Oh.
not yet.
Yeah.
Make the ghosts over there. So we were traveling to a new colony of Roanoke.
What was it?
Roanoke.
Roanoke.
Okay.
You guys haven't heard of this?
No.
What?
It's gonna blow my mind too. Go for
New
it.
to me.
Oh, I thought I was gonna be spitting out like something everyone already knew.
I'm behind the times.
Behind the times. So, this is much more exciting. I'm suddenly more excited now. This is getting spicy. So, Roanoke was a colony that was established back in 1587. It actually did. The guy, his name was John White. He was essentially like the governor or whatever of the colony, and the Queen had sent him out to go further reach out into the Americas and to get colonies ready. And they were shooting for what would be North Carolina, but they had went 15 miles down by accident. So they were like, and the guy who was sailing the boat was like, no, I don't want to just stay here. I don't want to go up 50, even though it would be nothing,
Yeah.
He's like, no, it's close enough. And so they had settled there. And when they got there, their first thing was they had ran into one of the native tribes there, the Croton. And which it was friendly. It was actually very amicable. There wasn't anything like violence or anything. They were very welcoming. But over the course of it, they were running low on supplies, and they needed to refresh the whole thing. It's like, we're not going to make it. We can't rely on the natives for everything. Like, this colony is failing. Like, we need to establish something better. And so they elect for John White. Like, you have to go back to England, and you have to get us more supplies and more people and things like that. And so finally he did, and when he left in that same year, they left behind 115 people. It was 87 men, 17 women, and 11 children. And he was gone for 3 years, mostly because when he had gotten there, England was getting to this war with Spain, and no one was sailing. It was a whole big conflict. So he was just essentially stuck there, and he has no idea what's going on while he's back in America.
Well, side note too, wouldn't sailing across that at that time take like 3 months? Like 4 months too.
It would take so long too. So even by the time like he would finally be able to leave, it would be how many more months the sail would be. So finally, he didn't return until 1590 when he finally got back to Roanoke. But when he had gotten there, everything was gone. It was just, there were no people. The settlement that they had was abandoned. No sign of life anywhere. And just nothing. The only thing they found carved into this wooden post was his phrase, Croatoan. But no one. Nothing of any remnant behind. And he didn't know what to do or to look for, and essentially it was just like, well, this was just a failed outpost. It's just everyone's presumed dead or missing, or who knows. And
that is so trippy,
right? Eerie. And what do you guys think about that before I go on?
So with that then, he came back and had the tribe that was originally there like up and moved too?
Well, no, the tribe had lived on an island nearby, essentially.
Oh, okay. So they weren't like there, right, with the settlers? They were just, okay.
So it's like a quick little boat ride to the island between because they were on like the mainland, and then there's an island where the native tribe lived at. So they were right by each other. So they could easily communicate if they needed to. But where the settlement was on the mainland, it was all gone.
Were there any signs of a struggle or anything?
No, that was the thing too. That's what people looked for. It's like, what shouldn't there have been some type of pillaging or stuff, or something that shows that it was aggressive, and that's what they looked for too. But there wasn't, and so it's it's just everyone disappeared.
Interesting.
It is. You would think maybe they just well, this place sucks. We got to keep moving.
Yeah.
But even then, you'd think they'd leave something, right? Or someone would go looking for someone later. Like, you would look for nearby places.
Yeah, just to up and vanish like that that's weird.
You guys have any theories about what happened?
I don't know. In this instance, I want to stay positive and just say, like, yeah, they probably just moved somewhere else. They found a place later. But
I'd say, since it was a whole new world and they didn't have any immunities to anything that was growing on this side of the planet, maybe just some virus swept through, took out a bunch of people, and maybe it was like a thing that we have now. Or, hey, I don't know how this spreads. I don't know what caused it. Yeah, as I was saying, maybe something like that happened and they just kind of scattered and died off in their own little groups.
I don't know.
Interesting.
That is trippy. You wouldn't think about that right off the bat, but it's true, especially with all this shit happening. A whole new place, viruses.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be scary because it's like you wouldn't even know what is happening to the person next to you.
Yeah.
Why are they dying?
It's funny to think, side note with viruses, just because I brought it up, that a lot of STDs weren't world spread before Europeans started coming over and hanging out. Like, I think they say chlamydia was a North American disease, and that only began spreading in Europe because the settlers came over and then went back.
How strange. Why here?
Oh.
It's just the environment worked out that way.
It all starts with a spark.
Happenstance.
Happenstance.
Happenstance. I like that word.
What do you think happened, Xavier?
So, well, there's this... until recently, it was a mystery because no one was quite sure. But within the past year or two, this new theory popped up. And that's supposed to elaborate on what happened. So, with theories, it's slightly lackluster to the whole mysteriousness of it. It's like, oh, this is what happened. It's pretty simple. So the theory is basically after John White had left, the people were desperate. He was gone for 3 years, way longer than he was supposed to. People were probably dying. The colony was shrinking into obviously much more smaller people.
Yeah.
And the theory is that they basically assimilated with the Croatan tribe. That they basically went across to the little island and was like, we're desperate. We need help.
Yeah.
And so
It makes sense.
So the theory is coming from like them finding like sort of very like I think European pottery around the area on the land, and I even want to say I have to find the article, but I think they're saying that they were even testing
23andMe.
23andMe. But I think they were testing some of the natives' blood now and found that there's some link to like European blood. So they're kind of saying like, this is probably most likely like whoever was left after dying of, starvation in the winters and stuff was like they just had to assimilate because there's no other way they were going to live.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the theory right now. And it's looking kind of like that. But for so long, it was just like, how do you account for a whole missing, 115 people or whatever?
I'd forgotten about the 3 years thing. Yeah, if there was just like one outbreak of something, like that would take a ton of people out in like a year. And then, yeah, I think that's a good theory. It's just some viral thing broke out and killed a bunch of people. And the rest were like, there's a tribe over there that knows how to like survive here. Why don't we just go and
let's take the 20 of us that are left.
Yeah.
Made it this far. Hey, I couldn't imagine being that, I don't know, that like stranded, that helpless, like going to a whole new world. Just being like, this is what we do now. We've never been there and we're going there. And what happens.
Yeah. Well, they're saying now even they're doing ancestry tests on people in like Sweden, Norway, the Netherlands, all those places that, Vikings and Nordics, and they're finding Native American DNA in those people.
Really?
So they're saying like, oh, hey, they were like taking Native American wives, taking them back with them.
Fun fact, that was a thing in the research about that, where before John White came with the whole colony, he came there one time before with like some surveyors kind of.
Yeah.
And they had met again, like the tribe, and they were pretty friendly, and they took 2 of them back to England. That's why when he came back another time with the whole families and stuff, they had one of the natives who learned English and stuff to help translate. Like, hey, they're friendly, they're cool.
Yeah, you go, dude. Totally not gonna eat you.
Yeah, no, I can vouch for him.
It's a good thing to have, right?
Okay, that's cool.